Hey there, comic compadres. This is Mark with Chico's Comics. So I took the gamble, I took the risk, I bought a Bronze Age Grail from eBay, and it just came in the mail like this. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, compadres, thank you for jumping in today. Today I'm going to be opening up a package for pretty much one of the top 5 Bronze Age Grails. This one being one of the few DC Bronze Age super keys, and I am of course talking about House of Secrets 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. Absolutely iconic cover by Bernie Wrightson, and really fairly low census comparatively to some of the other huge Bronze Age keys. If I remember correctly off the top of my head, there's got to be around 35 to 3,800 CGC graded copies, and so fairly low comparative. If you look at like a Marvel Spotlight number 5, that's one that's probably comparable, but the other big Bronze Age keys, Giant Size X-Men 1, Hulk 181, ASM 129, that have 10 to 15,000 plus graded copies, and God knows how many raws still out there in the wild. So from this seller, they were very fresh. They only had 3 sales listed on their eBay page, none of them comic book related. With the feedback, one person left them a negative review for shipping a dirty helmet. I guess they sold like a motorcycle helmet that was not up to par as far as like cleanliness when they sold it. So it was definitely a gamble. And so the real reason why I ended up buying this book is it was so well priced. House of Secrets raw, typically will garner anywhere from 800 to 1,000 on the low range, depending on the condition of the book. And I think when you get to about a 4.0, those are still selling anywhere from $900 to $1,000. Typically at FMV. There can be some variation in that, of course. But they had this one with a auction going on starting at $500 or best offer. And so I like when, kind of new sellers will put that or best offer, because I went ahead and just offered them the $500 plus the shipping. After tax, it came a little over $550, so relatively low compared to what I could have paid, on a typical fair market price on this book. But I was reluctant. I did ask them after I sent in the offer and it was accepted if they could please ship it with cardboard, because I did not want this thing bent at all. As we can see, it did come in the USPS flat rate envelope. Sorry, that's one of my toddlers creeping into the office today. And it did have 2 pieces of cardboard shipped. One of them to cover the book completely, and the second one to barely canvas it, but thankfully it did not get damaged in shipping. From order to my door, it got here in 2 days, so they shipped this immediately after I purchased it. I did ask them, because they only had a picture of the front and the back cover, is this book complete? Any missing pages? Is there anything else I need to know about? And they said no missing pages, nothing like that. This thing, I'm gonna guess this either came out of a family member's house or possibly a storage unit or an estate sale. It's in an old Mylar, a very old bag. But we do have the first appearance of Swamp Thing. And so this is my first time seeing this book. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the bag and do a page count and check to see if there's anything missing here. But I have been on a hunt for a well-priced copy of this book for about 2 years. There's been other books that have been higher priority for me. Mostly in the golden age, but this was a book that I have really wanted. This is a book, to be honest, I will probably clean and press and grade, see how it comes out, and possibly use this for an upgrade. Ideally, I do want to be in about an 8.0 plus on this book, and after like a 7.0, the book is extremely expensive. 8.0, 9.0, that much more expensive, but you're getting into the top of the census, especially with a Bronze Age book. In my opinion, it really is more of a solid investment when you're getting into the higher percentile in terms of the graded census. This one, I am guessing so far on first appearance, we're looking at maybe around a 4.0 4 or 5 depending on the creases. It does have a decent spine roll that I'm going to try to fix out, but really the colors look great. Very nice greens. The oranges and yellows in her hair are also nice and vibrant. Good purples. There's a little bit of kind of, not color rub, but a little bit of color loss in the black. The black isn't as deep and rich as I'd like it to be. The purples are great. Swamp Thing looks great. Some creases down at the bottom, but to be honest, all of the immediate artwork looks very solid. So let me go ahead and start to do a page count on this bad boy here. Nine pages to the center fold, and the center fold is nice and firmly attached. Excellent. So the book is complete. Okay, compadre, so I went ahead and rebagged this, and I'm extremely happy with that. That was a gamble by no stretch of the imagination, and shit, sometimes that pays off. So really, I feel like I'm capturing this book around 30 to 40% under FMV, and I'm extremely pleased. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning this bad boy and pressing it this weekend, and probably sending it out to get graded early next week. I just finished cleaning and pressing a copy of Avengers 1 as well as the Brave and the Bold 28, so this is going to go ahead and jump in that submission, and turnaround has been great. I felt like the grading, relatively speaking, has been fairly accurate, and I'm anticipating this one probably around a 4.5 to a 5.0, maybe a 5.5 after a solid clean and a press. 5.5 recent sales, maybe somewhere around 12 to 1300. So if I can hit that kind of high range of my estimate, then I am, about near double my investment on this book. But this is going to be something that I do look to kind of turn around and use this to upgrade. And that kind of highlights really the purpose of this one. Sometimes I wanted to, take a little risk, take a little gamble. You got to risk it for the biscuit, baby. And, this one really did pay off. The seller did tell me that they were going to be listing some books again relatively soon. So I'm going to actually go ahead and reach out to them via Messenger, ask them what they plan on selling, because to be honest, if they have more bigger keys, I'd be happy to go ahead and do a little bit more business with them. Feedback wise though, I'm going to leave them positive feedback. The shipping can definitely use a little bit of work. I'm glad they did it priority. It was still in this very old Mylar, so someone had this in their collection for years and years. But what do you guys think? How did I do? This really is one of those top 5 Bronze Age Grails, and for relative steal, I'm damn near happy. But wanted to thank you guys for jumping in. Go ahead and drop a like, a comment, hit the subscribe. I appreciate all the new subscribers, and until next time, compadres.